Okay, I've finished packing up all your bags and now I want you out of the house by the end of the day. Do you understand me?
What are you talking about? I'm not about to move out of this place. You can't even kick me out. We split the rent 50-50, remember?
I don't care about that. I want you out of my life today, so just shut up and leave already.
You really are a piece of work. Do you know that, Roy? I mean, I'm not even home from work yet and you're trying to kick me out. I won't even have time to pack.
You think I care about what suits you best? Just do as I say and stay out of the house. This is all your fault that it's come to this, so if you're looking for anyone to blame, then why don't you start with yourself?
And just how is any of this my fault? You've got some nerve saying that, you know?
It's because you can't get pregnant, that's why you gotta go. I want a kid and it's clear now that you can't give me one, got it?
But that isn't my fault, Roy. I want a kid too. I'm not happy with how our baby making has gone either.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, is it? Well then, I guess it's not my fault if I kick you out of the house. It's just what happens.
Roy, you are seriously messed up if you think this is even remotely okay. One of these days, something is going to happen that finally knocks you down a peg or two and hopefully puts you in your place.
Just shut up already! Why are you wasting your time talking to me when you could be packing up all your things? I already have the divorce papers, by the way, so make sure you sign them when you get here. And then you can take them and drop them off once you've left the house.
And just why should I have to run around and do something like that, huh? I mean, if you already went through the trouble of packing my bags for me, you can at least finish the job and send off our divorce papers.
There you go again, always trying to share the blame, if not just outright pin it on someone else. You're already going out of the house, so why don't you do it?
You know, I guess I'm just surprised that a weakling like you managed to pack all of my bags and belongings.
What are you talking about? I've been working out. I'm not a weakling.
Oh, really? You work out? Since when do you work out?
Okay, fine. So I hired some movers to pick up your stuff. Is that what you want to hear? Are you happy now?
Well, just as long as you're telling me the truth, that's all that matters to me, really. But I don't really care how you packed my bags, to be honest.
Look, the point is that once you get here, I want you to load up your stuff and get lost. I have some errands to do, so I won't even be in the house. And when I do get back, you better not be there.
Actually, I'm glad this is happening. I've been wanting to divorce you for a long time now. But after I leave, just how are you going to afford the rent on this place? Because I know that you can't afford to live here all on your own.
You don't know anything about what I can or can't do. Don't you underestimate me.
Don't tell me that you're going to ask someone else to pay my half of the rent for you.
Of course I'm not going to do anything like that. Quit jumping to conclusions. I am more than capable of being able to afford this place all on my own.
No. I already know that you can't. Not to mention the fact that you're a terrible liar. Who is it? Is there another girl? Is that why you're chasing me out of my own home? Why didn't you just ask for her help in packing up all my stuff? It would have saved you the money you spent on the movers.
There you go again, jumping to conclusions. Well, I'm not going to play this game of yours.
But what I don't get is why you feel the need to hide this from me anyways. I mean, we're already getting divorced, right? So what's the point?
I said quit making assumptions about me. You and I are through, so quit asking me questions. I never want to see you again.
You really are just scum. Do you know that, Roy?
Gina, I heard that you moved back in with Mom and Dad. What happened? I was just there visiting with them, but I went home yesterday. I would have stayed longer if I knew that you were coming home.
Well, everything happened yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to give anyone a heads up. But anyways, I'm going to be staying with Mom and Dad for a while, so come over sometime soon and we can talk.
But what happened? Don't tell me that you got into a fight with Roy or something.
Not really a fight per se, but we did decide to get divorced.
You did? Well, that's great news. Congratulations.
Wait, what? Did you read what I just said? Roy and I are getting divorced!
I know, but just think about it. Roy was no good for you at all. I really didn't want to say anything to you beforehand, but you really have just the worst taste in men. And Roy's just another example of that now.
Jeez, did Roy really have that many red flags that I didn't see?
Okay, well, even at your wedding, he came off as really arrogant and just really rubbed me the wrong way. To be honest, I couldn't believe that this was the guy that you were going to marry. He just gave me the sense that he would run around on you as soon as you got married.
And you're telling me that I just didn't pick up on any of that? What was I thinking?
Well, I'm sorry. I would have said something, but I figured I was a little late since you two were already married. But I am a bit relieved to hear that things didn't work out for the two of you. I just hope that you can learn from this lesson, sis.
Well, I certainly have learned a lot, but I think I also paid a lot for the lesson. Either way, I suppose I did this to myself, and I take responsibility for it.
Anyways, I'm about to get home, but I would love to call and talk all about what happened.
I would really appreciate that, actually. Let's do that.
Wow, I just really can't believe what a scumbag he was. I mean, that was way worse than anything that I was imagining.
I know, right? I can't believe there's someone like him that really exists in this world. Although, ever since we got married, I got the feeling that he was revealing more and more of his true self. But I just never expected that everything would come to an end the way that it did.
So then what are you going to do now, Gina?
Well, for now I'm going to look for apartments where I can live by myself and just continue with my work, I guess.
No, not about that. I mean, what are you going to do to get back at Roy?
Oh, I don't really care what happens to him at this point. As long as he keeps his distance from me and I never have to deal with him again, I can't really complain.
But Gina, he cheated on you, right? You have to make him pay for that.
I know he did, but I just really don't want to think about that right now. Anyways, I think I know what I really have to do. So don't worry.
What is that supposed to mean? What is it that you have to do?
I'll tell you in person the next time you come over. I'll tell you all about it over a couple of drinks.
I can't believe that you really showed up. I mean, who in their right mind goes to their ex-husband's wedding? You still must really love me, huh?
What are you talking about? You were the one who sent me the invitation, remember? You said that you wanted to see just how bad the years had been to me since we broke up? If you think I can because I still have feelings for you, you're very wrong.
No, please, there's no use in trying to hide it. It's obvious that you still love me. And I really did want to see just how far you'd fallen. It makes for the perfect wedding present.
Honestly, I just came here to bear witness more than anything. I can't help but feel sorry for this poor woman that you tricked into marrying you. There's no way she knows what you're really like.
Of course she does. She's well aware of what a gentleman I am, and we're gonna make a happy family together. So you can bear witness all you want. It's just gonna bum you out, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, actually.
I mean, really, to think that my barren old ex-wife would come to see me get married. But on top of that, you had to try and surprise me by pretending to be pregnant.
I actually am pregnant. I'm pregnant with twins right now.
Wait, what? What's that supposed to mean?
It means that I am currently pregnant with 2 children. Do you not know what twins are? I met the father not long after you and I broke up, and we got hitched pretty soon after that.
Wait a second, so are you really pregnant?
That's right. And you know what that means, right? It wasn't me who was the problem when it came to not having any kids.
Wait a second, what is this? What are you trying to say? It's always the girl's fault. Since when has a guy ever not been able to have kids?
Yeah, I think you're not alone in terms of being a guy who feels that way. But there are also plenty of men as well as women who need fertility treatments. Although you are more than content to just blame women for your impotency.
So that's why you never got pregnant while you were married? Well, whatever. It's not like the only reason why I left you was because I didn't think you could have kids. My new wife is just better than you in every single way. I still come out on top in this.
What are you talking about?
I mean that I was never leaving you because you couldn't have kids. I was always leaving you because I just love my new wife more than I ever loved you. How does that feel? I bet it hurts, doesn't it?
Do you seriously just have no shame or something? You literally told me it was because I couldn't have kids, and now you're just making up excuses for yourself. I honestly have no idea what I saw in you or what anyone might ever see in you.
See, the fact that you have to resort to all personal attacks and stuff like that tells me all that I need to know. Well, I don't care because I'm going to be happily married for the rest of my life now.
But you haven't even seen the big surprise that I planned for you.
What surprise are you talking about? I haven't heard of any plans.
Well, yeah, it's a surprise. That was kind of the point. Anyways, maybe you should take a look at the big TV hanging above the hall where everyone is gathered.
The big TV? Oh no, what do you have planned? What are you gonna do, huh?
Oh, just watch and see. It's starting soon.
Wait a second, what is this? What's going on?
Well, this would be a recording of you and your new wife meeting up while you and I were still married. This next clip is of you inviting her over to our home while I had to work late one night.
No, you're lying. You took these after we already broke up. That doesn't prove anything, okay? It's certainly not that I ever cheated on you. Please, you have to tell everyone that this isn't right.
Actually, this video has audio that proves it was while we were still together. Shall we take a listen?
Wait, no, you didn't have to unmute the video!
I knew you were cheating on me for a while before we split up, Roy. So I had our house bugged with microphones and cameras everywhere.
You bugged out our own house? What's the matter with you?
So there's recordings of you telling this other woman that you were packing up my things and were going to kick me out. We hadn't even broken up by that point, and yet you're telling this woman all about your plans to leave me for her.
How could you do this to me?
I felt the same way when I first heard that you were cheating on me. So I did something about it.
Oh, please, just turn it off already.
Why? We're getting to the most shocking part. You never told your wife that you and I were married. She always thought that we were only ever dating and just broke up.
Just make it stop, I'm begging you.
She didn't know anything about any kind of divorce. But at least it explains why you didn't want her helping you pack my things. She might have seen some proof that you and I were actually married.
Just turn it off already. How many times do I have to ask? Of course my new wife Fiona never knew that she was the other woman. I could never hurt her like that.
Well, now you have hurt her. You were always hurting her because you were lying to her.
But you didn't have to do this. Things were going so well for me.
Maybe if you give me a sincere apology, I'll let you off the hook just this once.
Please, I've already quit my job. If you ruin my marriage, then my life is over.
What are you talking about? Why would you quit your job to get married?
Because my wife's dad is the president of a huge company, and I was gonna get a position there through him.
Oh, I see. Well, I can't really see that happening anymore. But good luck with future job prospects.
Come on, you can't do this. There's important people here at my wedding. You've totally ruined my reputation.
And just what did I do exactly?
What didn't you do? You put videos of me for everyone to see. You've ruined everything.
I didn't do anything but show the people here who you really are. Can you please stop trying to play the victim?
I can't believe you would do this to me. All I wanted was a child. Is that really so bad?
It is when you decide to blame the women in your life for something that's your problem.
I know, I shouldn't have done that. You're right.
I know I'm right. And I'm going to be suing you for cheating on me while we were married.
What? Are you serious? Haven't you done enough to me already? If you really knew that I was cheating on you this whole time, then why didn't you say something beforehand?
Well, that's because I already wanted to divorce you by then. But when I got your invitation to your wedding, I knew that it was also going to be my chance to show everyone who you really are.
You're crazy! No sane person would do something like this!
Well, it wasn't just me. I had a lot of help from my little sister in arranging this. Oh my, it seems like people are getting up to leave the wedding.
Oh no, where did my wife go? I mean, she isn't even my wife yet, but we were so close. I can't find her anywhere.
I think that she probably learned a very valuable lesson. And hopefully you've learned one too, Roy. Although I think the consequences for yours are going to be a bit worse than your almost wife's. After that, the wedding quickly fell apart and the couple-to-be did not end up getting married. Unfortunately, it being the day of the wedding, there was no way to cancel what had already been reserved, and Roy had to pay for it all. I hear the whole affair cost nearly $100,000. Then, he was also sued by his would-be wife for lying to him during their engagement. And that was only after I had taken my share for Roy's cheating during our marriage. By the end of it all, Roy was left with barely a penny to his name. He had no other choice but to go and live with his parents. Except they didn't want him back home either. I have no idea what he's up to now. As for me, I had my twins a few weeks ago, and I'm still staying with my parents, who, along with my sister, are helping take care of them while I search for a place that can fit us all.